Okay, here is your lineup for the 36 drivers that have gotten through to this stage. Reese Hunter and Luca Larini, that is your front row. Clayton Ravenscroft, who won the final heat yesterday under the nighttime sky, starts third alongside Nicolas Picot. Zsombor Kovac and Matthew Higgins. Lewis Gilbert and Sebastian Bailey. Dylan LaHaye and James Johnson ran at the top 10. Kai Hilitz and Mads Rees, row 6. Paul Fokema and Kai Hunter, row 7. Milan Coppens, Ruben Volt, row 8. Mathis Parlot and Noah Hitt rounding out the top 9 rows and completing the top 20. It's Enzo Caldajas and Nick Coppens, who has shown his love for Lefebvre on his livery, which is a good one. I asked him about that. Ilian Brunstils, Linus Henson, row 11. Sam Bergstein, Flint Schuring, row 12. Row 13, Lars Zanen, Andrei Petrovic. Christian Klein and Luca Koster, row 14. Miska Kaskinen and Alexander Abkazava, row 15, completing the top 30. And qualifying through the second chance heat, Lars Van Vark, Kevin Kramers, Max Demerdink, Nathan Schaefer, Zeno Kovac and Vincent Bouteille. And an interesting statistic about this one, this story, referenced Nick Coppens. He said, yeah, I tried to be, I left a beer a couple of years ago and yeah, I liked it. And so he thought he'd do a bit of a Leffe-style beer tribute this weekend, Esme. I mean, that just shows the characters in karting, doesn't it?
If I show my boyfriend, I know for sure he's going to have the same livery next year.
Well, you know what they say, everyone to each their own. But we have 36 senior Rotax drivers, so we have said, unfortunately, goodbye to quite a few. That was 23 drivers not able to make it through to these stages. But there are a few drivers in this grid that have already qualified for the grand finals. Reese Hunter, Kai Hunter, Lewis Gilbert. Kai Hilitz has qualified as a junior, amongst others. Linus Henson has qualified as being a two-time RMC Germany champion in successive seasons. 36 drivers, 18 rows, 14 minutes on the clock, plus an additional lap. Into the tram lines we go. Revs rise. Are we ready? We are lights out and racing. And who's going to get to the first corner first? It's going to be Reese Hunter, Clayton Ravenscroft trying to go up the inside of Luca Larini, going through into turn 2 for the first time, but loses out, and he's going around the outside. This is shades of old with Ravenscroft, but we've got massive dramas off of turn number 3. The 651 has gone off, and that was Paul Fokema all the way down in row 7. And now the battle lines are going to be clearly drawn as the 379, that is Zsombor Kovac, makes his way through and gets a position through turn number 7 off of the Europlan. But leading the way, it is Reese Hunter, it's Reese Hunter, Luca Larini, Clayton Ravenscroft, Zsombor Kovac, Lewis Gilbert up the inside. That looks to be Nicolas Picot as they filter their way through into turn number 12 to complete lap number 1. And already some drivers making lots of gains in terms of positions. And look at the gaggle. Oh, there's a bit of a tussle. Dylan LaHaye was in the thick of all of that. So Reese Hunter leads by just over 0.6 of a second from Luca Larini. Clayton Ravenscroft, Zsombor Kovac, Lewis Gilbert, Nicolas Picot, Sebastian Bailey. There's the 3-2-0. That is Andrei Petrovic from Serbia, wrestling with the Sodi cut and also wrestling against the other drivers there. And Kai Hilitz on his senior Rotax debut this weekend, now up into 9th, ahead of Mads Rees. And Mads Rees, I remember when he was racing as a junior alongside Mike van Vught, when Mike took 2 successive Euro Trophy crowns in the first 2 years of the Euro Trophy in 2018 and 2019. That feat was repeated by Kai Hilitz in this field over the last 2 seasons. As now Kovac up the inside of Ravenscroft, Gilbert looking for the opening, and he's got through. So changes now for 3rd, 4th and 5th. So it's Kovac, Gilbert and Ravenscroft. That's the amended order. And Gilbert and Ravenscroft trying to give Kovac a bit of a scare. Gilbert nearly got that done. And Ravenscroft up the inside of the Scotsman. And here comes Sebastian Bailey up to the inside of Lewis Gilbert to now take the place. Matthew Higgins is there. Kai Hilitz is there. Nicolas Picot is there. And Kai Hilitz is getting a first-hand education as Sebastian Bailey just cuts across the front of him and slots in behind Matthew Higgins. 11 and a half minutes to go, so 2.5 minutes down. 11 and a half to go, plus an additional lap. Reese Hunter's lead over Luca Larini is about half a second, but Larini is going to be trying to catch him over the next few moments of this race. And the minute that Larini spots an opportunity, he will go for it, guaranteed. Already, Esme, I don't think I've drawn breath for about nearly the last 3 minutes, but wow, what a start for the Senior Rotax pre-final.
Yeah, it's an action-packed race so far, for sure.
So at the moment, Reese Hunter is leading. There are changes of position. Nicolas Picot, one of the senior, and I mean elder statesmen of Senior Rotax driving, also sometimes races in DD2, just got past 15-year-old Kai Gilletz. I mean, to see someone like Kai Gilletz, who's won everything in Junior Rotax competition, International Trophy, BNL, Euro Trophy, BMC this year, to see him jump up into seniors and instantly fight at the sharp end, that's quite refreshing, isn't it?
It is refreshing, but not that surprising, yeah. Because Kai, of course, really good driver, has proven that he is a really good driver, and he's showing it again. So, yeah, kind of what everybody, of course, you always have to deliver, and he does.
Indeed.
And he always knows how to put up and show, but...
Yeah, and as you just said that, he just went up the inside of Nicolas Picot through turn 12. Knows this circuit here at Karting Genk like the back of his hand. Still remember when he was a Micromax driver in the BNL Karting Series a few years ago. But now, having seen him and quite a few other drivers move up the ranks through Rotax, as now Clayton Ravenscroft is ahead of Zsombor Kovac and rounds out the top 3 positions. And there is Dylan LaHaye, also another well-versed exponent here at Karting Genk, and also the 325 is now getting involved. That's Noah Hitt from France, as the drivers filter their way through. Going into turn number 8. Ravenscroft still holding into 3rd position, ahead of Zsombor Kovac and Lewis Gilbert. They've slightly dropped Matthew Higgins, the young Welshman based out of Trafalguis, who also has Manx heritage. If anyone's seen his race overalls, he has the Welsh flag and also the Isle of Man flag. And here comes the... now, who's that getting stuck in there? There's definitely another driver. That's James Johnson from the United Kingdom. He's brought his other half and the 2 kids along. So it's been like a family adventure. So... So just under 8 minutes and 45 seconds to go in this senior pre-final. Reese Hunter is being caught, but an old face back here at Karting Genk. What a move there on Kai Gilletz by James Johnson. Now, we've noticed that his side pod is looking a little bit higher than the rest. It's not flush with the side of the kart, as there is Ilian Brunsils getting stuck in, amongst others. Lars Zanen, Milan Koppens, Linus Hensen. They're all scrabbling for positions on the track, and this is where it all comes down to who wants it the most. Nathan Schaefer has made his way past Kai Gilletz, and that, I think, well, Nathan Schaefer qualified 4th in the Senior Rotax second chance heat, and now he has filtered his way from 34th position. And at the moment, the live timing, oh, a little bit of a clash there, and that was between Ilian Brunsils and Nicolas Picot, and there was a bit of a, oh, sorry about that, from Ilian, and there's James Johnson. It's all kicking off here at the Home of Champions. Oh no, we've had a massive turnaround. Someone's gone off into the barriers. That looks to be Ilian Brunsils, I believe. There was a slight touch. And all of a sudden, that has changed one driver's weekend. No, that's Milan Koppens. Milan Koppens, the recently crowned Senior Rotax Belgium Max Challenge champion, now out of the pre-final. Turned around, backwards into the barriers, and he's out of the race. You know what I was saying about Nathan Schaefer, Esme? 17 positions he's just gained, 34th to 15th, and he's still climbing.
That's massive. That's... he deserves a big round of applause. It's a really great job.
Yeah, I mean, like, he really flourished in the second chance heat, and now with these different conditions. You know, it's partially wet, it's partially dry at the circuit. He's really flown up the order. Reese Hunter still leads as we've got the Leffe tribute band, courtesy of Nick Cuppens. Kai Hilitz is in there. We've also got Alexander Abkazava, and it's 2x2 hurrah. Oh no, Relitz gets compromised and mounts the back bumper of Nick Cuppens, battling for position. And Nathan Schaefer now up into 14th position. Flint Schuring out. Ruben Volt out. Milan Coppens out. I think we could see Mathis Parlon and Christian Decline, other casualties as well. That just shows how competitive this class is in terms of senior Rotax. And Esme, there's yellow flags waving in turn 10. Oh no, Sebastian Bailey, that was not on, I'm afraid. It was yellow flags. He was not allowed to overtake. I think that could be a slap on the wrist from race control there. Esme's speechless. Esme's absolutely speechless. But it took the front bumper off of one of the karts, and I think that was James Johnson. So James Johnson's race will be mechanically compromised. But that was a lunge, I think, from Sebastian Bailey, or it could have been Alexander Abkazava. So Abkazava might be the one, or Johnson might be the one that ends up having the mechanical black flag. I am waiting for any sort of confirmation. But Lewis Gilbert battling away with Clayton Ravenscroft. These two know each other very, very well indeed. Having raced in Rotax circles for many a year. Both of them are well-known alumni within the B&L karting series. Both of them have been at the sharper end of the grid, as up the inside of Lara Zanin goes Kai Hunter in the 380. Linus Henson is not that far behind, I believe. But again, that kind of incident going into turn 10 where, you know, you've got yellow flags, you've got no other alternative, but you accidentally do something like that. It just shows that how hard the drivers are pushing, aren't they?
Yeah, they're just, I think that's it. They are just pushing so hard. They might, lose track of the other conditions, like the flags, but yeah, it's just,
Red mist, that's what it is. That's what it is. It does happen. These drivers are fueled to the brim with adrenaline, and with 4 minutes and 13 still to go. Reese Hunter still leads, but he's only 4.5 tenths of a second ahead of Luca Larini. Here's the battle for P3 on the road. Lewis Gilbert versus Clayton Ravenscroft. Both very well skilled in the art of Rotax racing. And also other karting classes as well. Both raced as juniors and seniors. They have made their way through the ranks. And I also remember that Clayton Ravenscroft did a test with the Winfield Academy. There is a driver that has just gone into the pits. So that might be, that looks to be a Dan Holland Racing livery there. So Mathis Parlon out, Christian Decline out, Milan Coppens out, Flint Schuring out, Ruben Volt out. And Peter Gerhards has just messaged me and said, thank you for mentioning Tim. So, not a problem at all. Not a problem at all. Peter, good to see that you and Tim and hopefully Nick are also watching. Tim and Nick Gerhard's two twins, twin brothers that were actually featured on Dutch TV. And funnily enough, myself and Frans Langenberg were on commentaries on when the guys were actually racing out on track. So that was a really nice touch for that side of things. But nevertheless, there's the two leaders coming through. Reese Hunter and Luca Larini are close, and they are just under 3.5 tenths of a second apart as they come across the line. It's now lap number 13 underway. 2 minutes 50 plus an additional lap still to go. Clayton Ravenscroft waiting for the time to get past Lewis Gilbert, and Matthew Higgins was the driver. I think Matthew Higgins is the one that might have had a front bumper come off, and he's pulled it into the pit. So the youngster from Trafalguis. And now we've got another driver going in, and that is Mads Ries. The Dane now pulls into the into Parc Fermé. One of the interesting things, though, Esme, have you noticed how dark it started to get?
Well, not until you just told me, but the clouds are packing up together at the circuit. So I don't know. Are they forecasting any rain for this afternoon?
I haven't looked at any weather applications at all today. I haven't done at all. The thing is, I don't want to chance fate, but it's 12 degrees Celsius at the moment. And the good thing is these drivers are carrying on. They are on slick tyres. That is the biggest thing here. So the pace has been unrelenting. Liam Brunsils has been the fastest driver out there, 55.157 seconds. And good to see him back. So we are down to 29 karts, and the last driver out on circuit is currently on. Is currently Luca Costa, who was so happy he got through by the skin of his teeth through into the top 30, so did not have to go through the rigmarole of the second chance heat. 1 minute to go on the clock, and the leaders now currently on lap number 15. It's just over half a second between Hunter and Larini. Gilbert in third, Ravenscroft, Zombor Kovac battling away on screen with Dylan LaHaye. Noah Hipp in seventh, Ilian Brunsils, James Johnson and Kai Hunter round at the top 10. Linus Henson up into 11th ahead of Lara Zanen. Nathan Schaefer has put in one of the most dominant drives of determination, true grit, and trying to give yourself an opportunity. I did say earlier on that there's going to be one driver that might have that chance to go up through the field, and Nathan Schaefer has made up 21 places from 34th. That now puts him 13th on the road, and he is 3/4 of a second behind Lars Zanen. Driver of the weekend, I think, Esme.
Yeah, Nathan is really proving that he has, that he's earned his position in the finals. Great job.
Yes, indeed. The driver on the CRG chassis, the 633, as the timer has struck zero, and the leaders now are heading their way down the back straights through the Europalan for what is going to be the 16th and final time, 16th and penultimate time out of 17. But Reese Hunter, and there is a little bit of rain heading onto the track. There is a little sprinkle, there's a little shower coming in. But the good thing is that it's at that point where the drivers still are on their current tyres. And it could be a bit of a game changer for the rest of the afternoon here at the Home of Champions. As now Reese Hunter gets the final lap board. He took 2 victories in a second yesterday. Fastest in time qualifying practice. Lucarini in second. Lewis Gilbert, Clayton Ravenscroft, Dylan LaHaye now gets past Zombor Kovac for P5. Ilian Brunsils, Noah Hipp, James Johnson, Kai Hunter, Linus Henson, Lara Zanen, Nathan Schaefer, Alexander Abkazava and Miska Kaskinen are the top 15 at the moment. And there have been no penalties for either jump starts or braking formation as Reese Hunter makes his way through into turn 9 for lap the 17th and final time out of turn 9. Down the short blast through into turn 10. He's one step away from getting onto the top step of the podium. And the 323, based out of the Republic of Thailand Weir, out of the final corner. Reese Hunter wins the pre-final commandingly. Luca Larini has helped himself no end by taking second. Lewis Gilbert in third. Clayton Ravenscroft and Dylan LaHaye round out the top 5 positions. And Esme, 29 out of 36 drivers, pretty good ratio. We did have some unfortunate retirements, but that race just really had it all, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. It had clean racing, it had action. One of the things I like about the senior classes is that, of course, the Micromax, the Minimax, the junior classes, they are all just the youngsters. And this is the place where the youngsters get to show what they can do against more experienced drivers. So it's always fireworks in the senior class, I believe. Yeah, really great race.
Yes, indeed. And let's have a look at the results provisionally for your senior Rotax pre-final for the Rotax Euro Golden Trophy. So Reese Hunter wins by just over 7.5 tenths from Belgium's Luca Larini. Lewis Gilbert and Clayton Ravenscroft make it 3 Brits in the top 4. Ahead of Dylan LaHaye from Belgium, Zombor Kovac, Ilian Brunsils, Noah Hipp, James Johnson and Kai Hunter ran out the top 10. Linus Henson, Lars Zanen, Nathan Schaefer, Alexander Abkazava, Miska Kaskinen, amongst others. And you can see that we had 7 retirements. Mads Rees, Matthew Higgins, Mathis Parlant, Christian Decline, Milan Coppens, Flint Schuring and Ruben Volt.